Yeah, it's real messy. Bring it on, bring it on. Oh yeah, that's what it should be. Oh, imagine the fun you can have doing over your parents' house with that all over the walls. I'm a man on fire with this, totally man on fire. Oh yeah, bring it on, Splatoon. We all love Splatoon. Both my children love Splatoon. They like the first version of the game. They like the second version even more. We found these amazing Splatoon toys and I can't use the G word or else YouTube goes silly on me and the video gets flagged. I found the Splattershot Mini. That was the first one I found. It comes with a set of goggles. It comes with a thing. I think they shoot 50 shots a pop. We're going to see what goes on there. You can see how much I paid for that. None of this was given to me, boys and girls. I also found the much larger Splattershot Blaster. It looks like it's got 2 tanks in there. A set of goggles, my daughter said it looked totally awesome, hey. You can see how much I paid for that. Geez, we're going to investigate if it's worth that much money. Don't get me wrong, this toy looks totally awesome. Totally awesome. What worries me is the price. I think you're better off going onto Amazon and finding a better price than what I paid. I'm sure you can do that. The other thing that worries me about this toy, even before I get out of the box, and even when I saw it in store, was how do I refill these little canisters here. I noticed that one's got 2 up there, and when I came across the refills and I saw the price of them, I started to think this could be quite a costly toy. I can see the viscosity of that there, but can we refill these? I think that's going to be very important to understand. I'll be investigating that in this video. The first, I nearly said the G word there. Well, the first item we'll take a look at is a Splattershot Mini, so I'll just pull these others to the side here. And when I saw the price of that, I thought to myself, well, what can I make as a bit of a comparison? You may like or dislike this. I could pick this Super Soaker up for $12 in Australia. So there's $12 of toy, and I'm sure it's just a water pistol, and there is $38 worth of toy. And sure, it's a very cool Splatoon. Nearly said the G word again. One thing about the packaging on this, it's actually really nice, and that's 90% of the battle of getting your attention in store. I did laugh at this picture here. There's a boy there about to shoot stuff in the house, probably his sister, and there's Dad in the background saying, well, there's more mess to clean up. And just on that thought, it is worth reading here. It says, ink colour may stain carpeting, furniture, walls and other surfaces, so it sounds like a bit of an outside play toy. It looks like this toy is made by Jakks Pacific. I think they're a pretty good toy company. And interestingly, and it's very small, it should be bigger than this, it says official Nintendo licensed product. I'm sure this is the sort of toy that you'll find being ripped off in the dark side markets. Okay, come here, little quacker. I'm not sure if you know, but Rubber Chickens actually unbox toys really well. Sometimes. And sometimes it's about getting the right angle of the dangle on the chicken. Come on, get it out, chicken. Yeah, I think it's doing it. Whoa, yeah, come on, you can do it, chicken! Oh, stop making noises, but it's gonna get there, I'm sure! Come on, chicken! Go, chickens, go! Go, go! I'll have to send this chicken to the chicken hospital because it's lost its squeaker! Oh, it's making some horrible noises, I think it's gonna get out of the box. Yes, it's done it, the chicken's done it well! And as for you, Rubber Chicken, what's going on there? You lost your squeak! You're fired! It's quite amazing how annoying that Rubber Chicken is. So many people complain about the chicken. Ooh, I love the look of that, hey? There's some constructions and we can probably throw those away. There's probably in a billion languages. Ooh, here it is, my first hand on the... Wow, it feels nice. Ooh, it's got a nice sound too. Looks like you put your poop on the top there because I haven't read the constructions. I don't know what I'm doing. That's the goop. Okay, well, it's quite weighty. Nice and goopy too. And here are your Splatoon goggles. Maybe this is the greatest fashion accessories next time you head off to Comic-Con. That's weird. I just noticed on the inside of the goggles here it says, warning, this is a toy. Okay, does not provide protection. I don't get it. But what is very nice about these goggles, apart from looking very Splatoon, is, and it's very subtle, there's a little Splatoon sign there on the glass. I hope you can see that. And here's me wearing those very cool Splatoon goggles. What do you think? Look cool, eh? Very much the sort of toy, take a look at the constructions. Okay, it says adult supervision required 8 years plus. I'm sure there'll be younger children playing with it. And I'm looking backwards here, but we should start here. And it talks about using the ink, blah, blah. And it says here the blaster doesn't work with water. You put your goggles on. You screw your blah blah there upside down so we don't have any spillages, and then you pull it back at the back here and hopefully we shoot some ink It also says here when you're finished to wash it out with water, so maybe that goopy stuff dries and becomes a bit gnarly. And also you can load another ink cartridge there onto the bottom of your... Oh, I nearly said that word again. Can I say the word pistol without getting in trouble? It screws on there. Okay, so that's like your extra one, and at the top here is where you load the one you're going to shoot. I like the attention to detail here because you've got the indicator there like you see on Splatoon as your ink gets lower and you've got to become a squid to re-ink. That bit comes off, and then this is the bit that actually screws in. You break this seal here. I want to just see what this stuff's like. I'm quite curious. Ooh, yes, okay. Wow. It's a very curious thing. The best way I could describe this to you is it is like very wet slime, like a cheap version of slime, like the stuff you get from maybe your dollar shops. Yes, maybe this gun is going to be very critical on the viscosity of the goop that's put into it. I've got some cheap slime just here. Okay, right here. Silly sludge. I bought that at the reject shop. Okay, just super cheap stuff. And if you look at the scale of things there, that's the Splatoon refill there. Okay, do the maths. You know how much it was for two of those? I forgot at the moment. It was 16 bucks. And that's something you can pick up for next to nothing, but would this stuff work? That's the very important question. Well, I've cracked the lid here of my really cheap slime, sludgy slime stuff, and the viscosity of this is a little bit thicker than the Splatoon ink. Okay, but they are not that dissimilar. That's a little bit more, what would you call it, splatty. I'm trying to think of how you describe these things. This sludge here is a little bit thicker. But the big question is, can I get this really cheap stuff to work in the I think that's what we need to know, don't we? Wow, they are very similar. Man, if these two talk together, they could value add each other, couldn't they? Become like a super sludge. Yes, I think they are very similar items there. Well, what I'll do next is the instructions say you turn it upside down and you screw in your ink into your thing that shoots ink. I nearly said the G word again. If I say the G word, like I said, YouTube goes stupid on me now. Okay, yes, it looks very cool. So to have a go at this and something to shoot at, I've actually got my little inkling girl here. She was on the back jars on the table here. Excellent model, this one, I can tell you. A little bit hard to find, but worthwhile getting. Don't unbox it like I have, because I think it's the sort of thing you like to keep as a collectible. Okay, I'll put it there and let's see if she shoots back. Okay, it's made a click sound. It should be loaded, or is it going to fire or not? Let's just see. Oh, maybe I've got to get some goopy down to it first. Goop would be going down. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm about 2 feet away. Oh, I like this a lot. Oh. I'm having a lot of fun. I actually like the way this thing shoots, yeah. Okay, I'm now 6 feet away. Oh, a bit low there. Oh, a bit high there. Oh, yeah. I like this a lot, yeah. This is a very addictive little toy to play with. I can't put this down. I'm having a lot of fun. I'll tell you what, my children are going to love this. I absolutely know it. I can get up nice and close as well and have a shot, can't I? Yeah, it gets a bit messy. The stuff does stick quite well. Do not take this inside, man. Your parents are going to go bear. I tell you, they'll be screaming like wild bears if you made a mess inside. It does stick the stuff. It is fun. I can sort of reload it single-handedly like that, okay? And if I get back here, I'm going to try and have a shot of the Splatoon girl, and if I zoom in, I'm standing, oh, it's a good 6 feet back. Okay, here we go. See if I can get her. It's a bit hard. Oh, mister. There are no sights in the gun. I'm shooting from the hip. Okay, here we go. Got her! Okay, I'm telling you now, this is stupidly addictive and stupidly fun. I can't keep cocking that thing back and having a go at this poor little thing here. It's very childish, isn't it? Hey, very childish, but that is what this toy is keying into, and I'm going to do her again. Yeah! So I can see, as a bit of a shooting gallery toy, to be shooting at your toys, it is totally epic. Well, in making this video, you can see how much of the ink that I've been splattering around. That's what my reservoir tank looks like. Okay, I'm going to try and empty this out because I need to try and see if we can refill it. I've just stepped outside, I've got a tape measure on the ground there, and up here I've got a bit of a target that we're going to shoot at to see how far I can shoot this thing. Here's a target here. Okay, I'm going to step back. Let's just go back. Ooh, okay, I'm at about the 4 foot mark here. So at 4 feet, how will I go shooting at the white paper there? Ooh, okay, I've got it. Let me track back to 6 feet, okay? I'm going to have to be very careful in aiming here, okay? Oh, yes, I got it. So that was my 4 foot splat, I believe, and this one here was a 6 foot one. There's a splat there and a bit of a splat there. Coming back to 10 feet, you might as well call that 3 meters. Okay, aiming up, and yes! That there, that's the 10 foot splat. Not bad at all. Let's try 12 feet, hey? That's a nice distance. This is going to really test my splatooning here. I've got a bit of wind, I've got distance. I'm just going to wait for the breeze to settle down like an Olympic shooter that I'm not. Okay, here we go. Oh, just above. It's going to make the distance. I've just got to aim it up properly. One more go at 12 feet. This is actually quite hard at this distance. Just aiming it up. Trying to aim it onto that target there. Yes, got the target. It starts to become difficult at distance, but I did get the target there. That's a 12 foot one there. A couple of others shot above and below the target. Well, these are my Tonka toys that are redback spider infested. I believe they have come back. I'm yet to investigate it, boys and girls. I'm going to come in and shoot Mrs. Cow like a naughty boy. Okay. Watch out, Mrs. Cow. I've got a Splatoon. Yeah. Love that sound. I'm pretty sure in Splatoon you're always on the move. You're always running and doing shots like this. Come back inside. I've had lots and lots of fun with this little here. Okay, I'm starting to get through the ink there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decant this ink into here. I'm going to try and load it with this stuff here. I'm very curious to see if that cheap slime will work in the and I can also, if I want to, recover this stuff here that I've been mucking around with. Sometimes it's nice to reuse stuff. It's a nice way of saving some money, and it is fairly easy to recover. Yeah, look at that. I'll just empty this one out first. You get to really see what that stuff's like. Ooh, yeah, I like it a lot. Like it a lot. Okay, I've been like a bit of a mad scientist because I'm trying to work out what works in these Splatoon, nearly said that word again, fun things. This one here is called Barrel O Slime. It's from the $2 shops in Australia. I think I paid $1.50 for these. It comes in an assortment of colours, which is nice. Yeah, the colour of the barrel is the colour of the slime inside. What I'm trying to fight is the refill costs. It's probably cheaper overseas, but at $16, that means each of those is $8 each for a refill, and I think that's a bit steep between you and me and the fence post. That's Barrel O Slime there, and I tell you what, that is very, very similar in viscosity to the Nintendo slime, which is here. Very similar, and I think it's a bit nicer than, let's say, this silly sludge here. Mind you, I did have a play. I could get the silly sludge to work, but I only had those two colours. I have been playing mad scientist over the back here. I've been making up batches of all sorts of gooby stuff. The product I've been playing with is called Slime Bath. Okay, in Australia, that packet there is, oh, you can get it for $5 if you really look around carefully. What I've done is I've done 3 teaspoons to 1 litre of water. Now that's a teaspoon there, okay, it's like the little spoon. The tablespoon is a larger one. And there's lots of product here, so I could make up a lot of goopy stuff that I think is going to work in the Splatoon devices, without saying the G word. But it's something that we may investigate in another video. Manipulating slime and sludge can be tricky. You need syringes and things with big openings. Maybe turkey basters work as well. So I'm going to do a suck up here. I'm going to transpose it over to the inkling thing here. I've got to not use the G word. Okay, in this whole video, I've got to be very careful these days. And I'll squeeze a bit more in because I'd like this to be full. Okay, that looks good. Oh, too full. Reloading the gooby ink in these devices, what is going to be very important is the viscosity. Different viscosities may give you different effects. Okay, that's loaded. My son has just come home from school. Daddy's just loaded his own blue sludge in there. What do you think about that, hey?
That's pretty cool.
It's very cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, you're dying to play with this, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, so am I actually. Okay, I'm going to shoot this inkling. Apparently it's a boy. I got the blue sludge. Oh yeah, it is thicker. Oh, it's fun. It's a bit different when it's a little bit thicker. I hope you can...
Headshot!
Headshot! It works. So that really cheap slime, I'll just go to the other side of the camera now. Maybe it needs to be a little bit thinner, but it's very close to being something acceptable and working. Yeah. So what I'm learning here, it is very viscosity sensitive. This is a little bit too thick. Mind you, it does shoot sometimes. Oh yeah. If it's a bit thinner than that, it'd be perfect. I'll tell you what, when I lift these up, that's the original Nintendo slime. Look at the way it works. Okay, this is the Sludgo stuff. Wow, there was barely a difference between them, yet the quite sensitive. It prefers its own slime. Yes, you can. I reckon I could get this to work. It just needs to be a tiny bit more fluid. I've hopped inside to the kitchen for a sec because I wanted to pull down a red barrel of slime. I put a whole barrel in, plus I put that amount of water in as well, so I've like halved it with water. Then I gave it a good mix like this. Okay. With all Mummy's utensils. Whoa, don't tell Mummy that I'm doing this in the kitchen. And it's made a slime that looks like this. Oh man, it would have been perfect for Halloween, I can tell you. That might be perfect for that. I nearly said the G word again. That fun Nintendo thing, let's call it. Now, I may have made this red a little bit too loose, there's one word for it, but we'll just have to suck it and see, hey? It might be perfect, you just don't know till I go and shoot it. Okay, I primed the and I've got this red gooby stuff in, and that's how it shoots. It's quite a messy shot. Wow, I like it like that. Yes, you make it a little bit more fluid and you get a bit of a different effect, but hey, you might like it like that. Wow, I think that's actually better when it's looser. Yeah, it's real messy. Bring it on, bring it on. Oh yeah, that's what it should be. Yeah, it's a ton more fun when it's a bit looser. Look at that, it's really messy. Oh, imagine the fun you can have doing over your parents' house with that all over the walls. And that's why I think this is such a fun toy. There's something so stupidly addictive about doing this. I just can't explain what it is, but I can't stop shooting this thing. This is epic, epic fun. I haven't had this much fun in a long, long time. Would you like to have a shot of the Splatoon device without saying the G word?
Yep.
Okay, show me how it's done. Yeah, that's it. Oh, he's loving it. He is absolutely loving it. And interestingly, that is my own load of goo. Okay, yes.
Get wrecked.
Get wrecked, alright, yeah, man. Please don't play with this inside the house. This could be the greatest monster I've ever brought to the house.
Guys, safety first.
Oh, safety first, yeah.
Yeah, I may look like a dork by wearing.
Then no, he looks cool. Okay, shoot at the target, go. How's it going? You having trouble getting that target?
Yeah.
I was having more success, I think. Come on, yeah, that's it. That's more like it, yeah.
Go like a sniper.
Oh, come on. Show us how it's done. Oh, yes, good shooting. This is a very fun toy. Without using the G word. I'm stupidly beside the target here, just trying to get shots of my son shooting.
Who cares about safety?
What? Put the goggles back on and I'm getting a little bit of splat on me as well. Don't know if I like that. That's a very nice afternoon of shooting there. That looks very good. And that red stuff there is the stuff that I made up in this video, yeah. We have had a ton of fun with this. I'm glad my children badgered me into getting this. I was a little bit reluctant. And I'm just said to them, do not take it inside. I don't want to be cleaning the walls and the floors and the roof, okay? Because that's what this toy is going to do. Now, what I've noticed here is the mix that I made up, notice it's all gone south, okay? So it's a little bit loose. I hope that's the right word to use, okay? So that there, if I mixed it, let's say, with only half of a sludge of slime stuff, maybe I'm going to get the right viscosity. But what is very curious about this device, without using the G word, is you've got to get just the right viscosity. And I think when it's a bit looser, I think you actually have a little bit more fun. I did crack into that packet there because I was curious to see how that fitted onto this. I nearly said the G word, device I'll call it, nice Splatoon device. And when you have that there, there's a much better balance to the way this feels in your hand. I think you'd be far more accurate with it set up like this. This Splatoon toy here, without using the G word again, has an effective range of about 15 feet. That's about 4.5 meters. It surprised me that it went that far. It was certainly enough to make my son quite happy. It's got a nice range without being silly. Now, I think it's very important to understand how to make up your own custom goo and get the viscosity right. Sure, you can go and buy the real McCoy stuff, but you are going to pay too much for that, I feel. And I think I'll leave it to another video to look at the bigger... Oh, nearly said that word again. The biggest Splatoon toy there. But I think in this video we had a whole ton of fun shooting up Mr. or Mrs. Inkling. My son said to me it was actually a boy. Is he right? Did I get the poor thing's sex wrong all during the video? That's the sort of toy that might be on the old Dear Santa lists, I dare say. Dear Santa, can you please give me a Splatoon artistic creative toy like that? So when we do take a look at the quite amazing Splattershot Blaster, it is quite different to the Splattershot Mini. It gives a bigger effect, it goes through a lot more ink, so you need to really understand how to make your own ink. And it is a little bit more tricky to use because I found when I gave it to my son, he had trouble cocking the blaster without using the G word. So the smaller Splattershot Mini is more suited to my son. I could see my daughter is going to love the Splattershot Blaster. I had a lot of fun playing with it, believe me. I had a lot of fun, especially when I started to make my own ooze for this blaster, okay? But I could show you a $12 water pistol loaded up with some xanthan gum ooze, which only costs cents to make, put some food colouring in there to give it a colour, and I can have probably the best fun you're ever going to have. But I haven't got the street cred if I turn up at my local skate park with a water pistol loaded with ooze, because the kids only want to see the stuff that's related to Splatoon. Anyway, both of these Splatoon toys I feel are very, very cool. The Splattershot Blaster is extremely cool.